Hello, my friend. Welcome to another installment of Ships of Lost War with your Captain Talon. But today, my friends, we're not going to look at a ship today. Today, we're going to look at another absolutely favorite subsect of science fiction, big, stompy robots. And yes, I am a Taurian by trade. So take that, you filthy intersphere. But today, we're going to talk about probably one of my favorite mechs, but also in its original configuration, one of the most meme-worthy mechs ever made in BattleTech. I mean, this thing is an 80-ton joke. Now, to put things in perspective, 80 tons puts you right at the bottom of the biggest tier called the assault mech tier, which is stuff like the Charger, the Victor. You slide up to stuff like the Ninth Star, Highlander, the face of the franchise, the 100-ton Atlas or the 100-ton King Crab. They're the big, freaking expensive mechs that you send in to basically punch a hole through someone's battle line and wreck face. They're the big, beefy boys, because going down from there, you have the heavy mechs, which run from 75 to 60 tons. They're your standard line mechs. They can also be used in assault role, but they're not going to be good at assault. But heavy mechs are still nothing to sneeze at. They are very good. Tend to become somewhat faster than assault mechs too. Assault mechs tend to be really slow, unlike our, mech of today. Then you have the medium mechs, which is 55 to 40, which some of the best mechs in BattleTech, like my favorite, the Wolverine, the Griffin, the Dervish, you name it. These medium mechs are powerful, flanking, quick mechs that can outfight just about anything they can't outrun. Don't discount a medium. It can ruin your day. Then, of course, you have 35 ton and below, which are your light mechs. Tend to be your fast, speedy scout mechs. They can also be sneaky little ninjas that can dump a lot of short-range missiles up your tailpipe and destroy your big, heavy assault mech. So don't sneeze at light mechs. Plus, they're also cheap and easy to mass produce. I'm looking at you, Locust. But today, we're here to talk about my favorite, the Charger, the CGR-181. Oh my God, is this sucker a meme on a meme? Yo, dog, I heard you like some memes. I thought I'd make you a meme on top of a meme. Let me explain. This 80-ton mech was designed in a time they're called the golden age of the Intersphere during this middle of the Star League. It was proposed as an 80-ton scout mech. But let's break down out what that truly means. It's like calling an M1 Abrams, a Leopard, a Challenger tank, all the big freaking tanks of the day, a scout vehicle, instead of sending something like a Humvee. Yeah, you heard that right. An 80-ton assault scout mech. How does it accomplish this? Well, on this 80-ton frame, you have the internal frame, which is a couple of tons. You have the cockpit, sensors, all that fun stuff, which is pretty standard, bare-bones stuff. Nothing scout-worthy. It doesn't have increased vision. It doesn't increase radio range. A bum standard mech for any mech. But how they accomplish the quote-unquote scout role, they take the fusion engine. Now, to put this in perspective, fusion engines come in different ratings. There's the Irby mech that has one of the lightest mech, fusion engines anywhere at 60. Then you have the Chargers, 400 fusion engine. Now, to also put this into perspective for all you people out there who don't know BattleTech, the fusion engine in Charger weighs 56 or 52 to 56 tons. Basically, 2/3 of the mech's weight is eaten up by its engine alone. Then you throw in about 10 to 12 tons of armor, and some other, mimer and all that. You're pretty much left with 5, and only 5 small lasers. To put this into perspective, I hate to do this, but a Panther, 35 ton light mech is more heavily gunned than an 80-ton assault. Yes, people, you heard that right. Hell, a laser-gunned Locust with one medium and a couple of small lasers outguns an assault mech. Yeah, because they had to get all that, because I'll tell you what, though, the 400 engine, it does make that mech go fast. It makes it move at 86 kilometers per hour. Standard assault mechs move between 48 to 64, and a standard heavy mech moves at about 65. A lot of medium mechs move at that 65 battle, line clip. Mediums do move at 80, and, some of the light mechs like a Locust can run around batshit crazy doing 139. Just to put it all in perspective for you. So, yes, you have an 80-ton mech that can do 86 kilometers per hour and has really no ranged weaponry whatsoever. So to close in, you have to take a shit ton of pounding, and if I recall correctly, I think the Charger has like 10 to 14 tons of armor, which is respectable, but nothing to write home about. It's somewhere in that range. I think it might actually be 12. I'll have to double check. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's okay, but it's nothing spectacular, as I've said. But 5 small lasers. There are medium mechs, 40-ton medium mechs that outgun this thing. Now, one thing it does have, though, Chargers love to get in close and throw hands. They have barrel-fisted actuators, so this thing is really good at punching another mech in the face and not really taking much damage. That's the one thing a Charger can do. Text the Black Pants Legion can say these mechs love to get in close and throw hands because they've got pop guns for weapons. Here, let's put this into perspective. Let's take an Abrams battle tank, the most well-known battle tank in the United States, and give it a 50 cal machine gun, and that's give it about 4 to 5 50 cal machine guns, and that's it. No 120 millimeter cannon, not even a 75. 5 50 cal machine guns. That, in essence, is a Charger 1A1. And I think it's fucking hysterical. Now, after all of that explanation of why the Charger is a 1A1, why do I love it? Because it's got character. And while it isn't a thing and you have Mech Warrior 5 and yet another Mech Lab, you can actually make what I would consider a Royal Mech variant. Because you see, my friend, I did this to a Charger. I took a base Charger 1A1, I stripped it of all the weapons, stripped it of all the armor, took it down to roof. I kept the 400 engine. I have a couple of different variants, so I kept the 400 engine, but I made it an XL. Now, what this does? It takes up slots internally in the machine. It gives you 2 chest slots that are prone to damage, but it allows me to cut the weight of that gigantically heavy 400 engine and cut it in half. Yeah, it's a 52-ton engine. Takes a 52-ton engine and turns it into a 26-ton engine without losing any speed. Now, I can put upwards of 16 to 17 tons, which is getting close to an Atlas's weight in armor, and I can drastically improve the weapons platform and the amount of heat sinks. Now, in BattleTech, certain weapons have armor, but you have a problem with overheating the mech. You shoot certain mechs and you shoot every weapon that you can as fast as you can or fire them all at once, you have a high chance of overheating the mech and cooking it, if not melting down the reactor. So you kind of have to be careful. So what I did was I added in the XL engine and changed the standard heat sinks to double heat sinks. So for the same way, I double my heat profile. Threw in some more heat sinks, about another 5, 6 tons, maybe 7. And then I threw in the following weapons platform on top of the Charger. In the left arm, I gave it a particle projection cannon. A PPC, think lightning thrower. It literally looks like you just threw a gigantic bolt of lightning. It's awesome. Plus, they tend to hit really hard. You shoot someone in a cockpit with the PPC, you're about to very much ruin their day. And then in the right hand, where it kind of looks like it has a laser gun, I threw in an ER large laser. So instead of having a small laser that maybe reaches out to 300 meters because of, how much power gets put through it and all the fun, science-y, wizardy stuff that goes into lasers and all that. Instead, I have an ER large laser, which is made to reach out and touch someone at almost a click and a half. It's basically meant to, oh, I see you down there. Eat laser. It's my reach out sniper and touch someone. Does it do as much damage as PPC? No. Could I put it on ER PPC? Yeah, but I thought the PPC was just good enough as it was. I didn't really need. Plus, the ER PPC tends to kick up more heat. I'm trying to keep my heat as low as possible in this build. And to round out the weapons platform after the PPC and ER large laser, I have 5 medium lasers. So many people have said, well, it's basically like a Banshee, just not quite as good, or, slightly undergunned awesome. And I'm like, yes, indeed it is. If you'd like me to talk about those mechs, I will be happy to do so another day. But this is what you get with that build. You get an assault mech that actually has good armor, high mobility, and decent firepower. You turn it into a joke of a scout mech, and you turn it into a cavalry mech that can actually keep up with lighter forces and provide a heavy-hitting, load of firepower that isn't going to overheat. You can do what's called an alpha strike. Fire every weapon on the charger that I just set up at the same time and not overheat the mech. In fact, you'd have to do it like 3 or 4 times before you finally overheat the mech, which is good. Now, I don't propose alpha striking all the time, but, using weapons in rotation on, how far they are away, what's the best range envelope, like up close, the PPC is not the best gun to fire, as it can mess with your own electronics. It creates an EM field. But a large laser and 5 mediums, that's enough to ruin someone's day. But anyways, that's the charger. Oh, and before I go, there are a whole slew of variants that try to make up for the fact that the original stock charger fucking sucks. Now, the first one that was done up by, I believe, the Compelling Confederation is the Charger 1A5. They take the 400 engine, dump it down to a 320, which slows the mech down to 64, 65 kilometers per hour, standard assault, mech speed. They up the armor, throw on an AC-20. Now, to put the AC-20 into perspective, imagine the main gun off an Iowa battleship being strapped to your arm and loaded by an automatic loader. It's basically an AC-20. It's a big freaking gun slapped to the side of your mech. And then they also put in an LRM launcher, a long-range missile launcher. I think they keep one of the lasers, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, it's a refit that gives the Charger a hell of a lot more teeth. The Charger 1A9, which is done by, I believe, the Koreans, mostly goes along the same lines. There's also, my family, the Touring Concordat, who basically stripped the mech, I think left a laser or two, and then put a bunch of single-shot rocket launchers. So if that version of the Charger gets up on you, you're going to have a really bad day up close and personal. It's basically rockets to the face, apply directly to the forehead, and watch a mech explode. But then you're out of ammo. So it's a one-shot, big hit move, and then you're out. But considering the Touring Concordat, they come from, they're pretty much space hillbillies working with, relics, beat up trash, and trying to make something out of nothing. They're junkyard, the junkyard mechanics. They're the hillbillies of space. They're space Texas, but like South Texas, Here's a photo of a Torian pilot that I absolutely love. I don't know if this is actually true, but I think it's hysterical. But anyways, there's that variant. And then there's a variant that actually tries to make the Charger worthwhile. It's called the Challenger variant. You see, they still drop the engine down to a 320. They strip out all the weapons, up its armor, then put on 4 large lasers and a medium. Now, this variant is probably the best out of the basic variants. There is the Clan trying to make a Clan Charger, which is okay, which is better than any Charger variant I've seen, but still trying to make a Scout out of an 80-ton mech instead of just going whole hog and making it a cavalry mech. And yes, I've talked a long time about a BattleTech mech, but here we go. So anyways, to wrap this up, the Charger. So many variants, so many things. I think it's an app. The base Charger overall is a meme of a mech. Most people, they see one, they laugh hysterically. Even the upgun, somewhat better variants over the standard. But no one with a sane mind uses a Charger. Who said I'm sane? It's one of my favorite mechs, especially if I can sit there and play with it. And, you know, rip its guts out, you know, as salvage, put something new in, and actually build up a decent cavalry mech. It is quite possible. But anyways, folks, I've flapped my guns about one of my favorite mechs in the world from BattleTech, the Charger. Let me all know what you think. Like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, and I'll catch you next time. See you in the space lane.